Perfect. So we'll hop in here. Um, so again, thank you all for coming and thank you for having me, Tom. I really do appreciate it. You know, when we started talking about what we could discuss on this webinar, we talked about the hottest income story in town, and that's pretty much exactly what the Income Shield product has been for us this year. We've had a record number of sales, like you said, just over 4 billion year to date in this product, and it's been coming from all over the country in multiple different types of channels, whether it be you know, an independent advisor, a broker dealer advisor, or just an insurance only representative. We've seen it come from every which way. So so to talk about that today, I want to first and foremost, I'm going to hit on what the product is and what it does and how it works. I'll hit on the easy to understand rider that we have built into the product, as well as that well-being benefit that you mentioned, Tom. And then I'll talk about the various gaps and how you can help your clients close them, which I think that's really the key to this product, right? It's not your end all be all. It's not your solve every problem, but there are some problems that it solves really, really well. And I'll go over what those are so you know what to look for when you're sitting down with clients. Before I jump into the minutia of what the product does, I just wanted to hit on who we are and what we do and why we're so good at what we do. This is what American Equity is built on. We're built on customer service first and foremost. And I like to stress that with people because I think we've all felt the pain points of insurance carrier delays over the last 2 years. There's nothing worse than you getting a client over the finish line, signing the paperwork, filling out the transfer forms, and then having to go back and forth and wait, and then sitting in a a long line of other clients' applications waiting for things to get processed, let alone if your client actually has to call into the company that you sold them and they can't get through, or they're talking to a call center somewhere outside of the US. We pride ourselves on making sure that we help you at the advisor level, but we also make sure that we're here to provide for your client as well. The last thing we want is for your client to have a poor experience dealing with us, because obviously we know that's a reflection on you as well. So we are #1 in customer service almost every year. We've won JD Power Awards. We've won them all. So we do pride ourselves on that. Everything's done in Des Moines, Iowa. We have a home office there, and everybody's in office dealing with your clients on a day-to-day basis. So we really do want to stress that with you all. It's important to us, and it should be important to you as well. That asset number is just over 60 billion as of right now, which obviously is growing, through sales and other areas. We are in the midst of being acquired by a $600 billion company, so that number will grow a little bit in the near future here. We do publish our renewal rates, even the bad ones. So there's nothing to hide behind here at American Equity. We want you to know that you're doing business with a carrier you can trust, and we think it's really important. While we offer a bunch of different product lines, we really specialize in FIAs, fixed index annuities, and obviously the lifetime income type is our #1 seller. We do a few accumulation pieces as well, but for the most part, you're going to be seeing the income story with us most. Financial professional engagement, I'll kind of show you that real quick in a second here. And listed on the New York Stock Exchange, we rang the bell again on Friday, which was pretty cool. But that will be ending shortly here as we become a non-public company in the near future. So just keep that in mind. If that's something that you're going to talk about, I probably would keep that out. So when I say we're advisor focused, this is our sales team here. We have 9 different regions, and each one of them has an external regional that is in the territory, meeting with advisors like yourself day to day. They have an internal sales or internal wholesaler that you can talk to on the phone at any time, in addition to your US advisors, home office people. And then we also have a sales support specialist dedicated to each region. And those people are there for you in case you ever get into a situation where there might be a fire that needs put out. They're there to help you with any kind of things that you might need that come up on a day-to-day basis when you're producing with us. Like Tom said, I'm part of the national accounts team, and we manage the IMO relationships from the top level. So we have a full dedicated team to you as the advisor and IMOs, and we're only getting started here. So this team will grow as we get larger and larger as well, to make sure that we have enough people to help you with your daily business. So let's get into the Income Shield 10. This is the product that we're here to talk about. It is a 10-year FIA, fixed index annuity, designed purely around lifetime income. It does offer a 10% premium bonus in year 1, and that bonus is on both the accumulation value and the account value. So if your client puts in $100,000, they're going to see $110,000 in both accounts starting day one. We have 5 different lifetime income benefit rider options. I'm going to go over those in a second. But what you'll really see is there's basically two. There's 3, and then there's 2 that look just like the first couple, but have that well-being benefit that I'll talk about as well. This is a key that we do that not everybody does. We daily credit the income account. Why that's important is because your client can turn on income at any point throughout the year and not miss out on any crediting. A lot of the products that are built like this don't credit you until you hit an anniversary. So if you turn on income mid-year, you might not get that interest for that half year. Whereas if you turn it on with us, you're still going to get credit for all those days that you were sitting there waiting to turn your income on. And we increase the payout factor every single year. So that is more important with American Equity than the actual anniversary date. It's the birth date. So you want to make sure that if you're working with a client and they're close to a birth date when they're looking to turn income on, you position it to have them wait a little bit longer and hit that next birthday so they can get a higher payout factor. All right, so these are the options that are available when you're taking income. This does show 6. As per regulation, we have to show that you are entitled to take a no rider on this product. But if you do take no rider, we're going to call you and we're going to ask you why and convince you not to sell this product. This is a product designed around lifetime income. And if you don't take lifetime income, it just isn't a beneficial product for you. So as you can see the different options, the first option is just a 4% compounded interest roll-up. There's no fee for it, and it's basically only used for clients that are going to take income within the first year. After that, you see we have a bunch of different options: an 825 simple, 7% compound for years 1 to 10, or 4% years 11 to 15. The way that you decide on which one of these to use is what the time horizon is for the client. If the client's going to take income between years 2 and 7, then option 2 is a winner for them. If the client's going to take income later, like 10 years down the road, then option 3 is an option for them. Both of those riders cost 110 basis points, and they're taken out annually out of the account value. Options 4 and 5 are a mirror image of option 2 and 3. They just add that well-being benefit rider. And Tom was really focused on this because we've talked about it before. It's such a beneficial feature, and it only costs 10 basis points more a year. You're almost crazy not to take that rider for 10 basis points. So how they work is basically when you take the well-being benefit, you get either, if for a single life, you can get, if you can't do 2 of 6 ADLs, you qualify for the well-being benefit after a 2-year holding period. You get a 100 or 200% increase, so a doubler of your lifetime income payout. That lasts for 5 years, and there's no requalification period. If your client recovers, lives longer, whatever happens after that 5-year period, the lifetime income reverts back to what it was beforehand. Same thing on the other option 5. So if you do that, if you pick that option for the 10 basis points more, it's a doubler. On a joint life, it's a 150% increase. So just keep that in mind. If you're selling it as a doubler and a client does decide they want to take a joint payout, it's not quite double at that point anymore. But even so, for 10 basis points, it works really, really well. It's one of our most popular features, and we see it on about 80% of the cases coming through the door. So why would you take that? I mean, we talked about how great it is and how low cost it is, but why would you take it? And I think you can throw out a lot of different stats here. We talk about the 50% chance rule a lot, and that says a 65-year-old has almost a 50% chance of having a health impairment over the remainder of their life. But I mean, if you look at your clients, their friends, their family, they've pretty much all experienced somebody that's had a health issue and needed some extra care. Being able to pay for that care is top of mind for most of your clients, especially the ones that are higher in age, in their 60s and 70s already. So giving them that option of being able to use that benefit for that small amount of money is a huge win for most clients, especially the clients who don't have an LTC type policy already. This is giving them a little taste of LTC without actually having to go out and buy it. So this gives you a pretty simple example of how it would work. If you put in $100,000 at, say, 60 years old, obviously you're starting at $110,000 in your account value, and you choose to roll that product up for 7 years. In this example, the lifetime income at 67 years old, so 7 years later, is $11,904 a year guaranteed. And if they were to have a health incident where they couldn't perform 2 of 6 ADLs, then that 11,904 doubles to 23,808, and that payment lasts for 5 years. So from ages 69 to 73 in this example, they got a $23,000, almost $900 payment. And then if they were continued to, they continue to live past that, at age 73, when they ran out of their doubler, it would just revert back to the 11,904. So again, a nice peace of mind. We know statistically, if you have an issue with 2 of 6 ADLs, you might not make it much longer than 5 years. So that's kind of why the industry average is 5-year payout on these. But if they recover, if they make even a partial recovery, they don't lose their lifetime income with this product. It automatically reverts back and continues to pay for life. So pretty cool strategy, really easy to explain to clients, and it's a warm and fuzzy that most clients really like. So when it comes to using this product, a lot of times we get into conversation with financial advisors and clients for that matter, and they start to talk about things like, well, I've built this nest egg up and I think I've done a pretty good job, and I just want to stick with, using my money, leaving it in the account and doing a safe drawdown of 3% or 4% or something like that. So one of the things that we think is really powerful is showing them an example of what you could do for them with something like the Income Shield versus what you could do for them with just a simple, let's leave it, let it cook, and we'll try to do a drawdown situation. So in this example here, we're showing a $500,000, money market account, CD account, whatever they have, what investable assets. And we're showing what you could do if you let that grow at 5%. And then at the end of year 5, start taking an income of about 3.3%. That income off of $500,000 is only $21,059. And oh, by the way, you can't touch that $500,000 anymore, right? Which is now 638. It's got to sit there and it's got to stay growing, or you'll run out of money much faster. Whereas if you put that same $500,000 into an Income Shield with the 8.25% rider, that actually grows to over $776,000, and it generates an income guaranteed for life of over $51,000. Now, when you show this to a client, they start to think, okay, wow, that's pretty impressive. I do like that idea, but I don't want to lock up my money for the whole entire term. Well, that's where the idea of a split ticket comes in with us. If you do just $200,000 of that 5 into our product, it'll generate an additional $20,000 of lifetime guaranteed income. If you remember from the last example, that whole 500,000 only generated about 21,000 of income, and we can do the same thing but guaranteed for $200,000. So we like to show clients the option of doing a little bit into the annuity and still having your nest egg sitting there. It gets them off the sidelines and in, and it keeps them, confident that they'll still have money left over if they need it when they're actually in retirement. And we do have a piece on this, which is why I wanted to put this one in here. This shows basically the same example on $200,000. This is a marketing piece that's available to you. You can get it through your reps at US Advisors. We can actually brand this as well with your logo and phone number, so you can use it as leave behinds if you're doing any meetings or seminars. But it's the same concept. It shows a client if they did $200,000 in a 10-year treasury, which we all know is just about 4 right now. It gives them 7%. Or $7,000 a year just based off the interest that would kick out. But if they do $100,000 in an Income Shield annuity and $100,000 they leave it, they can generate almost 40% more income, of which 6,000 of it will be guaranteed for the rest of their life. That's a pretty strong story when you're talking to clients who are a little bit on edge about giving up access to the money to go into something like this. I would say you're not really giving up access to it. You're making sure that it lasts, and there's nothing that could come up that would change that. So remember, this is a piece that you can use with your clients. It's fully client approved, and we can get that to you through your team at US Advisors. When we talk about the cost of waiting, a lot of times we're talking about it more with accumulating assets, right? We talk about, well, if you have cash sitting on the sidelines and it's not invested, it's losing to inflation. And how much over time is that really going to help you if you're just getting beat by inflation over and over? But the same concept really does apply to lifetime income planning with an annuity like the Income Shield. In this example, and we have a piece on this as well, we have 2 of my favorite marketing created names, Deciding Dave and Waiting Wally. I mean, doesn't get much better than those 2 names. But they both have the same goal. They want an additional $10,000 a year when they're retired. Now, Dave, on the one hand, started early. He's 58 years old. He wants to retire at 65. And he says, this is the number I need. My Social Security, my pension, and everything else is going to get me pretty much there, but I need about $10,000 extra. Dave only needs $87,000 to contribute to our product right now and let it roll up to age 65. And when he turns it on, he'll get $10,000 a year in retirement for the rest of his life. Pretty simple, not a huge chunk of money for him, but it's there. Now, Waiting Wally, my favorite name, he is deciding to do this right now at age 64. He only has 1 year left till retirement, so he's going to have to go into the 4% roll up and look at that and let that work. But in order to make that same $10,000 a year lifetime income payment in retirement, he's going to need to dump in $127,000 to generate that same $10,000 a year. So it's 46% more premium up front to lock in that same $10,000 a year for life. So the cost of waiting is clear. In this situation, it's almost 50% more premium dollar to generate the same 10 grand. We absolutely want to be talking to our clients about this as soon as possible. The closer they are to retirement, the more money it takes to reach what they need. So if we have opportunities with clients that are on the sidelines thinking, okay, well, I'm only 55 years old, I'm not going to retire for another 10 to 12 years, I can wait on this. Well, yeah, you absolutely can wait on this, but you shouldn't wait on this, and here's why. So this is another way that you can have this conversation with your client and nudge them along the way to get them off the sidelines and get them thinking, I should do this and I should do this now. The longer you can let these products cook, as we say, the better you can do. So, now's the time. It's not 5 years from now. It's not 10 years from now. It's now. So Tom did mention the lifetime income gap, and we talk about it a lot. I think clients, when they're doing their planning, they're sitting down, they're talking about what they're going to need in income. I think they think about a lot of different things, but they don't think about everything, right? They think about housing, they think about some entertainment costs, they think about food. Obviously, food's a big one right now. They talk about how am I going to afford groceries when every day it goes up another 10%, it seems. Every time you go to the grocery store, you walk out with 6 items and it's $112. So these are things that all your clients are worried about, but there's definitely that gap in retirement income planning. And the key is for us is, how do we help you find it? So what we talk about a lot with our clients and our advisors is, the guaranteed income that they're getting, the Social Security, maybe they have a pension, those are there to cover the essential things in life. Like we said, the groceries, the keep the roof over your head type stuff. Then for the essential lifestyle things like, medications and, obviously going out to eat and doing some of the more fun things, and a fixed index annuity with a lifetime income benefit rider can help you cover some of those costs. And then everybody has their hopes and dreams, and they want to travel the world, and they want to do all these things, and they want to gift to their grandkids. I mean, those are the things that you can use your non-guaranteed sources of funds on. So one of the things that Tom mentioned was we do have this entire income gap calculator on our website. This is a screenshot of exactly what you'll see when you go to our website. You don't need any logins, no passwords. Anybody can do it. You can run it on an iPad sitting at a client's house, or you can run it on a big screen as well if you're in your office setup. But you go through all these different things, and I'll pull up this laser pointer. So you run through each thing. You put their client's information in, what their expenses are, what their income's going to be, what other types of things that they want to do, and then it will kick out this report for you. And I do have a copy of a sample report that shows you what you can get here. And you can actually print this off, hand this off to the client for them to take with them. But this basically goes through all their expenses that they'll have in retirement, what they look like, what their needs are, what their wants are, what their needs are, what their wishes are, all those things, the nice to haves, and it will break it all down for you, and it'll calculate a gap of what they will need to cover all the extra things that you've talked about. The really great part about it is in that bottom right-hand corner of page 2, if you're not printing it, or the backside of page 1 if you double-side it, tells you exactly what you need right here to fill that gap and create that lifetime income payment that they need. That means you don't have to go and run an illustration. You don't have to do anything else. You can go right from this to an application to submission. Pretty cool. Really nice, exclusive to us, our in-house product development team, and one of Tom's longtime friends, Matt Johnson, built this whole thing from scratch, because this is the kind of stuff that we get asked for most. Is that how do we determine what the amount of lifetime income client would need in addition to what they already have? This calculator will solve that problem for you. And like I said, if you want to print this off for them or email it to them, you can do that. And they have this nice 2-page color example of exactly what they need right out of their mouth into the chart, so you can see and show what it does. So again, that's free to use anytime, anywhere on our website. So please give it a try. Let us know what you think, because this is a relatively new tool. We launched this in July of this year, and we're getting incredible feedback. But if you start to use it and you really like it, we'd love to hear it. If you don't like it, don't bother telling us, because we just don't want to know about that. Not just kidding. But no, it's a really great tool. And like I said, that report, again, it's really eye-opening to a client, and you can walk right from this report into an application and fill it out and say, in this situation, they need 236,000 of lifetime income. So again, free to you. Please use it. We build these things because advisors like yourselves, having more tools is never a bad thing, and it's a really popular one for us. So again, I'm here today, on behalf of US Advisors, and Tom asked me to talk about the Income Shield 10. So that's what I wanted to hit on first and foremost. That easy to understand rider with the well-being benefit. Again, there's 5 options there for you, but the 2 are the ones with the well-being benefit that you'll probably use most often. They're really, really simple to explain to clients. And when you're talking about guaranteed lifetime income in a world of non-guaranteed products, it goes over really well. You can just flat out tell the client, this is what you're going to get when you turn this thing on. And we talked about the different gaps, like the healthcare gap, and that's why we would use the wellness benefit. We talked about the retirement income gap and how to solve for that need with our product and our calculator tool. So these are the type of things that your clients are thinking about and worrying about. And unfortunately, a lot of them probably aren't really getting into these conversations. So, while we did $4 billion in this product, and the rest of the industry has done a lot as well, there's millions more clients that need this right now. So it's a great opportunity for you to get out and talk about, helping clients solve their income gaps. And the team here at US Advisors, through American Equity, is ready to help you with that. So, feel free to reach out to your team there. They'll get you contracted, set up with us. We only contract through IMOs, so you'd have to use your team at US Advisors, but we'd love you to get set up with them and writing American Equity next year. And I did tell Tom before the meeting started that we have some pretty strong goals for next year, and we want to be number 1 in income. So right now, like I said, we're top 3 in most scenarios. I would expect that to stay, if not become number 1, to start off the year. So keep an eye on us in the beginning of the year here coming up. I think we're going to look really, really strong from a lifetime income perspective. Tom, back to you.
Yeah, David, thank you. Nice job there. I had a thought as you're showing the calculator, and I can't believe it, we didn't talk about this earlier, but as far as the feedback you're getting, I'm curious if you heard anything along these lines with, the Department of Labor fiduciary rule. They're talking about, they have another proposal out there, et cetera. But I see this only as a way to strengthen, from an advisor standpoint, your own compliance internally and your records with conversations you have with your clients. If you can demonstrate this and you keep a copy in your client file, that can only help. So I'm really excited about the calculator.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. And I think that's an amazing point that you made. And we've been telling people to do this for a long time. But, the more data that you can keep on hand as to why you made that recommendation, the stronger you look in any type of scenario where you're getting extra eyes on you. This exact scenario right here is exactly that, right? It's the client spelling out what they need, what they want, what they're trying to achieve, and the calculator figuring it out for them. It's not just putting product in front of them and saying, here, take this. This is a true, income plan. So I agree 100%.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And everyone on the call, our sales team at US Advisors will be following up with the next business day or so to provide these tools and resources to you, see what questions you might have. If you have clients in mind right now that you think this would be a great solution for, don't wait, give us a call, and we'd love to assist you in helping you put a proposal together. You can see Andrew Casilius and George Steele's contact information there on the screen there. I'm sure most of you have that, But there it is again for you, our number 800-303-4977. And truly at U.S. Advisors Insurance, we are committed to you. We're committed to your practice, helping you grow your practice and your clients. So again, I know it's December 14th and busy time of year. I really want to thank you all for participating today, joining us, partnering with us. Thank you, David Nerenberg at American Equity. And once again, everyone have a terrific day and a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.